Hey everyone, and welcome to Doing Lines, the animation live stream where we take one character, we learn how to draw them, and then we try and animate them doing something fun. Tonight, I'll be your animator, and we're going to be doing Luca from the Pixar animated film. And I know Luca's a 3D character, but we're going to draw him in 2D. And for those of you who don't know, 2D, 3D, 3D nowadays means generated in a computer, pretty much. Unless you're talking about like tabletop animation, which is shot in real life on an actual tabletop and they move the figures around frame by frame. But we're going to be doing drawing, so we'll draw over the Luca character and kind of figure out the proportions and the shapes and what he looks like. And then we'll start animating. So let's get to it. So I've got a bunch of Luca reference up. And I like to break down characters into shapes, and the first thing that you're going to notice looking at Luca, if you break him down into basic shapes, let me create a layer to draw on top, and we'll reduce this layer down. Oops, too much. That's good. I can see my drawing. There we go. If you break Luca down, he's pretty much like a stick figure. And that is a way of starting an animation, is to just start with stick figure. And a lot of the animations that you see online, some of the most creative and fun animations that you'll find are the stick figure fighting animations. They're just incredible to watch. Okay. And of course, this is like the direction. Draw lines on top of the sphere to know which way he's looking. Then we could just do a stick man for the body, and we could make that work, but I want to have a little bit more volume so I can see what I'm doing. With people have this body, which for me I like to break up into two parts, which is the hips and then the shoulder area. Am I drawing on my reference? Oops. So, kind of like a shape like this lets me know that the top of the torso is the bottom of the torso, the body, and I'll just connect those with one line. If I were to see that from the side, here's kind of like the shoulder, the head up here, and then the bottom, the pelvis, the hips. Man. Just connect those with lines, and you kind of get that long tubular body. I think of the hands I will just draw with a line when I'm roughing in animation. The hands are pretty big, and the feet are pretty big too. As opposed to like a normal foot, maybe this small. His foot is like huge. So the couple way you can do the hands, I like to do kind of this mitten shape and do the thumb. Have a thumb coming out of that. And I just want to get, for a rough pass, I just want to get the expression of the hands. I don't need to get every single detail of the fingers in there. So I might just group all of these fingers together as one. Come on, man. It's because I'm zoomed in so far, I think. It's not one. There we go. So we can see he has a finger here, finger here, finger, finger. What I'll probably do is draw kind of a finger at the end of the forefinger, because that's going to interact with a lot of stuff, and the other three fingers just combine into one shape going to help me to have this rounded bottom on the hand. Let's get that final shape. And then the next pass. I like that. So this is going to be my shape kind of for the hand. Represent where the hand is. And again, this is a 3D object, so if I try to take this side right here, look at it, kind of drawing something like that, and then the fingers extend off of here. The thumb comes off of there. Legs for the rough, I'm just going to be doing stickman. Maybe I'll draw a ball for the knees, just because it helps me land where those are. And the feet are kind of like these giant, good way of drawing feet, or to think of the foot as a shape, is kind of this wedge, like that. So this side here, if I'm drawing it from the side, it's kind of like a wedge like that. And that gives me a flat bottom that I can put my character drawing on a surface, and lets me know that there's volume here. And at this part here, the toes are going to come off. I'm not going to worry about toes for rough animation. I just want to get the movement down. Let's go on to another. Okay, so here we got the big head sphere. You want to keep your characters in proportion, so we usually take the sides of the head and duplicate it and kind of measure in head sizes how tall a character is. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3. So he's about 4 heads tall. Maybe a little less, but generally about 4 heads tall. So when I'm drawing the character, I'm going to try and keep those proportions. Oop, there's that. Get out of here. Okay. Here's going to be the front of the head when I draw a line like that, and this is going to be the eye line when I come across like this. You can draw it like through the middle of the eyes, the bottom of the eyes. That kind of becomes where the nose is going to sit. If you follow this line all the way back, you're going to hit where the ear is going to attach to the head. Usually, if you follow a line through the eyes to the side of the head, that's where the ear is going to sit. Okay, just going to draw this top shape, then a hip shape, and he's kind of tapered in the middle here on this, but I'm not too worried about doing an exact one-to-one from the 3D. Not a very dynamic pose here, but we're just kind of getting used to everything. Just kind of the spine line, the action line, straight up and down. Hands, we can practice this hand shape again. It's going to stop here at the fingers, just kind of be like this rounded. Kind of like a computer mouse almost. In. And then, you know what? I'm just to keep things consistent. I'm going to put a ball joint on the. Come on. For the elbows and knees. So we're kind of working with like. I don't know if you've ever seen. They have these action figures that you can pose on your desk, and they're made out of like wood. They have ball joints. It kind of looks like what we're going to animate. Legs are going to come off, not from inside this hip shape, because your legs attach to the side, like this in real life. Like this is the bone. So the legs would come off the side of this hip shape and down, and then we have our wedge shape. Just like that. He's got the same body, a little bit of a wider. If I was drawing, what's his name? I can't remember his name. He's got a wider and the same size hip. He's a little bit older, so they're showing that with this kind of his broader chest. So he's got this chest going, this body size going on, and then Luca's got kind of like this straight string bean, almost like a pill shape body going on. So the basic shapes here are, that we're going to be animating with are pretty easy, pretty simple. Let's go for one more. Let's find our shapes in here. It's our head. Here's our eye line. We're going to set the ears on that. Eyes are in the middle of that. Here's our shoulder shape. It's the side. So here our spine is bending over. He's kind of like looking. Hip, just kind of make like a bowl. It's a good reference for me. It's just kind of easy to see the 3D in that kind of a shape. Kind of a half a sphere, but. And then down the legs. We'll put the ball joints here. Keeping foreheads tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll put our feet down on this line. And here's our wedge shape. Really easy to see from the side here. Here's wedge shape from the front. Just all side right here. And here we don't see any side at all. Alright. And then arm shapes just come right out the side of the shoulder to the ball, joint of the elbow, and then into this. I'm going to be using like kind of like a computer mouse shape for the hands. And then if I feel like it, I'll do the hands, the fingers. Worst part of drawing. So let's do our own pose down here. Now that we've kind of got this modeled in our head. Let's do it like walking. Doing like a confident walk. His chest is going to be sticking out with this action line. Stick out like this. How far is his head from the body? Not far, kind of just little gap. Almost the size like of his eye. I love this. These drawings are so good. These are from, I think, concept art for the actual movie. So he's a 3D character, but he actually starts out in 2D. Like all characters. Well, most characters. This is interesting. I'm going to go into this in a minute to look where to place the eyes, the nose, and how to do kind of like a mouth shape. So we'll go over there in just a sec. Let's get this pose going because I want to be confident in the shapes that I'm getting. So remember, 4 heads tall. 1. 2. Come on. 2. 3. Oh, running out of space. Move these. I'm going to keep it on this background so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, come on. I'll just go over this picture a little bit, that's fine. Alright, this is my chest shape, the side. Okay. I don't want to make this too big. Come on. Okay. 1 foot is going to be coming all the way down to the ground. Alright, let's measure the foreheads. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are a little small, so I'll give them a little space, I think. Really? Right here? One, two, three, four. Yeah. Maybe I should start with that because I feel like my body is getting too big. The body should be how many heads? One. Oh, the body's almost like one head. One. Yeah, the body was too big. So let's do this. Terrible. Two. Let's see. Three. Four. Okay, so here's my ground. Okay. Boom. Okay, yeah. My body was way too big. Okay, so he's got this strut going on. Here's the knee's gonna be. I'm just drawing a straight line because the leg is kind of gonna be locked here. Same thing with this one. Okay, so the foot shape. I have him on his toe, like he's lifting up the back of his foot. And here's the bottom of the foot. So the wedge shape goes up. And that might be too big of a foot. I got my shapes down, but my proportions I don't. Yeah, so the foot's not so big. Like that. Maybe even smaller than that. These are pretty small. I'm thinking that they're way bigger than they are. And then he's got this. I want to have this confident walk. Just draw these lines down. There's the body. There's the elbow. Hand coming out. Try this again. Maybe that's too high. There's the hand shape. Up high, walking confidently. If you're walking confident, chest out, hand across like this. This is going to be pointing back, this other arm back here. Oh, but I've got it mixed up. Since this leg is sticking out, arm coming in front of the body is going to be the opposite side. Which is good because that can show the arm on this side coming out better. I planned it all along. There we go. Be up, like looking up like this. The ear there. There we go. Let's do one more. I think they're gonna only get quicker now. Okay, one. Now this one I want them to be like looking, like crouching over, looking at something maybe. The head direction. It's gonna help me visualize. Maybe he's like curious. Hand is up to the mouth. chest shape. Or shoulder shape. Elbow to the arm. Okay, so the head. This is too big. There we go. One head shape, about a little bit bigger than one head shape for the whole body. Drop these lines down. And then he'd be two, three, four. Yeah. Okay, so the legs can be a little bit longer. Might round out right about here. I want to make sure he looks balanced, like he's actually standing up. One way to do that is to keep the feet on either side of the head. Draw a line straight down from the head. You want the feet on either side of that. There we go. Ear line. Alright, let's do more. Let's move this off to the side. I feel like I need one more warm up. You just gonna be saying hi. Hi. Bent over this way. Body. Arms. Where do his arms come down to? Just regular, kind of middle of the thigh, or right above the knees. Right? Yeah, they're not extra lanky or anything, just kind of normal. Two, three, four. Right here. Two, three, four. Skinny. These would be the fingers up here. Go. Look at the size of the fingers compared to the palm. So here's my palm. Yeah. That's about right. They've got some pretty big hands. Yeah, that's too long. It's too long. I might end up having to draw some fingers just to get the size of the hand right. Okay. Everything is very small. Smaller than I'm thinking. Okay. Let's look at adding some detail. So if we find our head shape here, well, let's find it on the 3D character first. The eyes are just going to be like round. Big eyebrows. Big nose. Not sure if I want to draw that yet. How do I want to draw that? I think I might be like, do like a big bump nose and just kind of like holes for nostrils. The mouth shapes are very 2D, even for a 3D animation. This looks like something out of like a Steven Universe or a Gumball or something almost. Usually the mouth would be kind of like 3D like this. But it's very like a 2D shape. Just a smile. So it's got very curly hair. The one defining point is this right here. Tie that into a curl, and I think I'm just gonna do kind of like spaghetti. Like this. Just lumps. Back to the hairline. Clothes are easy. He's got a collared shirt. Yeah, I'm not worried about drawing some shorts. And these illustrations still got these round eyes. Look at this nose. This cheek shape comes out like this. This big nose, round eyes. This lumpy hair. Ear hangs off the eye line. This mouth, so good. The teeth are just these cartoony bumps. Even in the 3D, kind of have that cartoony look to them. Very 2D shaped mouth. So the nose is something I'm gonna interpret in 2D differently, obviously, than 3D. I'm just gonna kind of use a bump. I don't want to get these two nostrils because it kind of just accentuates his character design. Round eyes. The space between the eyes is like one eye. There's that pointy hair. And lump. Flip it all back. Let's add some detail on top of these rough drawings and then we'll get to animation. So here's the eye line. Put the eyes right on there. Big eyebrows. They have a kind of taper off to the backside. Not gonna be too worried about it. This big nose sits at the bottom of the eyes, it looks like. Here too. Top of the nose is sitting at the bottom of the eyes. Yeah. Okay. Just gonna draw this bump. There's a nostril on this side. Just gonna draw solid black pupils instead of drawing the iris and all that stuff. Here's the eye line, the ear comes back, sits here. The ear is kind of similar to the eye size. How far do we gotta go to get to the hair? One eye size, looks like. What about here? And then that hair dangles down. It does lots of different stuff. I like this though, the dangle down. Here, we'll bring that up here. That kind of gives him his signature here. Comes down the sideburns here. This cheek shape. He's not perfectly round head. There is that side of a head and a cheek shape here. I think that's looking like Luca. Then when we go to kind of clean things up, I'm just going to draw on either side of this. This is where I will have to worry about fingers. Hide that behind his hand so I don't have anything to draw. Man, that is a big arm. I think that was one of my first drawings. It should be more like that. Kitty. Okay. All right, so for the shirt, I'm just gonna have this come out like that. Same on the other side. Just follow the body. Come in and do kind of like a little opening where the buttons go, and an opening for where the collar is. That's good. Shorts. And then bare feet, no shoes. Put our toes at the end of this wedge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of give a little definition to the end of the foot here. Alright, let's put detail on this one, and then we'll get to animation. It's my eye line. Go back into here. Let's put this. There we go. Just helps to have that underneath to see what I'm doing. Okay, again, these eyes pretty much round. Take one more look here. On the eye line. And this is not a super clean version. This is trying to just get first level of detail under here. There we go. Let's put a bump for his big nose. Got two nostrils. Ah. Okay, and he's got these mouth shapes like. Hey. Is his hair dangling down? I like how this shape goes right into the neck. This is going to come off of my head shape, so I need to make sure he has this big cheek. It's hard from straight on though. Here's a straight on view. Okay. Shirt's gonna come down. Shorts. And we have these skinny legs. 2, 3, 4, 5. Big toe. This is looking weird. Okay, well, we've got the shapes down and we're pretty good on figuring out where to put the details on top of those shapes. So the next thing we're going to do is start the animation. All right, let's get to it. So for the animation I want to do for Luca, if you've seen the movie, you know that he turns into this sea monster if he gets wet. So I'm gonna have him holding a water balloon and be kind of like looking around where to throw it, and then someone drops a water balloon on his head and he turns into the sea monster on the head. Kind of like that. So let's draw a floor or a quick background just so I know where he's standing. It could be like some bricks. Something. It's gonna be standing right here. Let's reduce the opacity on that, lock that layer. And I've got a lot of reference up to try and help me get the character the right proportions, the right look. Okay. So first keyframe. Looking this way. It's kind of hunched over. Ooh. Hunched over. Looking to his left. His forehead's tall, so 1, I cannot get this right. 2, 3. Gonna move him up a little bit. Just gonna go through the floor. There we go. Nope. Nope. Oops. Alrighty. 2, 3 heads, 4 heads tall. Yeah, so now his feet should be right in the middle of this square. Yeah. Sometimes it helps just to put the feet first. Your eyes kind of draw that line between the hips and the feet. For me anyway, it helps. Yeah. So he's holding a water balloon. So he's gonna look this way. And he's not looking grounded. There we go. Maybe that's better. There we go. This way. Let's do another keyframe. Got my onion skinning on so I can see. Yeah, I might turn it off for now. I don't know. Keep his foot in the same location. I want him to be like lean this way. He's looking down. head is huge. I think these are the right proportions though. A little bit bigger. Let's just copy this one. Make our lives easier. It's kind of bent forward in this frame, so when he turns directions, I want to maybe turn the top of his. Now he's looking this way. And this is where the water balloon's going to drop on him. This way, and this way. This way, this way, this way, this way. I want to hold this water balloon on this side. Cradling it. This way, this way. I think he's too big, because I want the water balloon to fall down here. He just needs to be a little bit smaller in the frame. Yeah. Okay, another keyframe. Left, right. His feet are going to be in the same place. I think for when the water balloon lands on his head, I just want to have the same frame. Let me get rid of this. No, I can just duplicate this frame. Thought I could. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Boom. So this is going to be one frame quick. Boom, just to get the impact of the water balloon. And then the next frame will be him reacting. He'll be... Hip's gonna come down. He's gonna arch over. Oh, the body's too big again. Hips are right. These will spread out. more I animate, the more I just want to draw instead of a top shape and a bottom shape. Well, I do want to draw the bottom shape, but I just kind of want to draw this string being body along the action line. And his head's going to be down here. Too big. I wanted to kind of do like a take at the camera. And then here he's going to have his... Oh, he won't have those ears. Because he's going to be monster Luca. Sea creature Luca. It's going to be dripping wet, so I want to have these kind of hanging down like they're wet. His little... Whatever you call these things. Gills? Fins? I'm just going to represent these with two. This body needs to bend over more. Then he's going to be holding this. What should he be doing? I think it kind of tightens up. Tightens everything up holding this thing. Like his elbow should be up here like this. And then his hand's going to be grabbing. Splash bloosh. Wet. Look, splash wet. That's the keys we need, I think. Bloosh. His head, I think, might be too far out. Bring it in a little bit. It is getting messy. So messy. Up like this, like when you get wet you kind of scrunch up your shoulders to protect yourself. So his shoulders are up here. Yeah. Maybe that's too much. I kind of liked it out here. Down. Over. Okay. It's feeling good. Okay. So now I'm going to add an in-between between this first keyframe and the second keyframe to describe that motion. I want this not too dramatic of a movement, but I do want the hips to drop down a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. You can follow with your eye here. And he's going to pass the water balloon from one side doom to the other. I'm not sure if he should have it go down. I'm going to shade in this side of the shoulder here so you can see that shape. Alright, now I like the body movement, but I want this balloon. What if I brought it up high? That doesn't feel as natural as a quick movement. Maybe if he was looking like that, if you put more emphasis on that, but I feel like it's more natural to have the balloon drop here, in the middle. Maybe too much. That's good. So he's looking this way. Then we've got a keyframe of him looking kind of like out toward us. I'm doing more of a halfway in between. Have him looking down a little bit. Down. Yeah. Okay, we'll draw the hands. There's the elbow joint. There we go. And we're not working on timing yet. We're just I just want to get these looking fluid, these key poses. Key 1, in between, key 2. And key 2 is going to be a hold until this water balloon, boom, drops on his head. So we don't need to do any animation in between these two keys. There's going to be a water balloon, but I'll put that in later. So we're going to move on to the last two keys. Here and here. Okay, so I'm going to draw the feet because they're staying in the same place. So I'm not going to have a straight A to B motion on this when he gets hit with the water balloon. I want there to be some sort of reaction. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to have him, he just got hit by this, he's going to retract everything in more. Hip's gonna go way down. And then bounce back up into that keyframe. What's that gonna look like? So the water balloon just hit his head. Boom. The head is just gonna like fall down. That doesn't look good. It might stay up here a little bit while his body goes down. Let's see how that feels. No. Let's just have him crouch over, crouch over. Except for this needs to come down a little bit more extreme. Head, bring that down a little bit more extreme. Yeah, that feels good. He's looking this way. Something hits you on the head, you just crouch in. I want to be looking like down. Down and then back up. So how's he holding the water balloon when he... Is he like holding it away from him? No, I don't think so. Maybe he's holding it tight right when he gets hit and then he drops it down lower. Let's see. Yep. He holds it tight when he gets hit and then drops the balloon down and away. That feels natural. That feels good. This circle I'm putting on here is kind of like when you tie off the water balloon. Just kind of so I know where the top of it is. Look left. Look right. Splash. Feels like this water balloon needs to be out here. It's not feeling good, the emotion in between. Ah, man. Just gotta get this down. Definitely doesn't need to stay in the same place. Man. Now that's not looking natural. There we go, that's better. Just twist, I need to twist this upper body a little bit up. Yeah. That feels much better. Okay, let's try and time this out. I'm going to add frames in the timeline down here and kind of just time out what this is going to feel like. So I want him to be holding on this position for a while. Add some frames. Hold this. This is only going to be like 2 frames. Douche. So take out frames here. Oops. I'm going to add frames on this in between. There's going to be a few frames of animation here, so I want to just allow time for that. Let's put a loop into here. I'm liking the poses, and the timing just needs a little bit more work. A little bit more time on the top, a little bit more time on the second keyframe. Look, boom. Oh, oops. Okay, let's extend this loop out to hold it. Hold the end. Look, look, bam. Look, look, bam. Okay. That's feeling good. So now we're going to add more animation to really describe what's going on, to fill in the motion, to make this feel a little bit smoother. We're not going to do Disney frame every Disney animation, like every frame of video is a frame of animation. I usually do like 1 frame to ease out, then a middle frame, then another frame to ease in, and then back to another keyframe. It just works pretty well for most actions. So let's add, oopsie, another keyframe here. Copy the feet, just because I know they're going to be the same place. Okay, here's my hip. So we're just easing into this motion. Just give it a little bit of movement. So he's going to start moving into this crouch. Head. Ooh. Start turning, leaning. I think that's too much of a jump. I was looking this way. I'm gonna take these arrows out because I know where he's looking. Okay. This water balloon starting to move down. Now we need a frame in between these two. Okay, so now I want to be easing into this frame. So I don't want to do just halfway in between, because it's going to come to a stop abruptly unless I put another keyframe in there. And I'm just trying to do the basics. Copy his feet over. So here's where my hips end up. Here's where they are now. Go too far over. Maybe I turn the foot a little bit here, right? Get that pivot. Now the water balloon comes up. The top of the body here comes from the crouching position, kind of like into the straight position. Hands cradling this water balloon. Coming up to a rest here. Oh. Body's not tall enough here. The shoulders come up to here. lot of flipping back and forth to get the motion consistent. Okay, in the head. See how that feels. Yeah. You can always make more frames and make it smoother. I'm not really going to care about super smooth animation. I just want to get like the fundamentals in there, get everything moving right. A good foundation. Boom. So I think the arcs are moving well. It's communicating well what's going on. Shift and weight is working. Yeah. Okay. Oops. There we go. No, there we don't go. What's going on? Add another frame. There we go. Okay. Hit with the water balloon. First place I go for motion is the hips, because that's usually where your center of gravity is, where you start moving first, is from the hips to get everything else going. So I'm looking at the hips right now, and the hips are going to end up here. So if you just draw halfway in between, it's going to look unnatural, because things in life move in curves and don't move in perfect straight lines. But I'm trying to figure out I'm just going to have to sketch it out, how exactly we're going to get from point A to point B on this one. Here's the hips. Here's the hips. I think we drop them down. We drop the hips down. The head is not gonna drop down immediately. I might even just to make the animation feel good, raise up. Yeah. Boom. It's gonna look up. Boom. Body. It's just gonna drop down. Like, what is going on? This is gonna start to move up. I kind of want a force to be pulling down and then everything else lag behind it. Copy these feet again. Let's make life easy. Boom. I want that head to lag behind and really like you're collapsing so fast the head, even though it's getting hit first with that water balloon. It might not work out. We'll see. We just gotta see what it looks like. Oof. think that's working. I'm just gonna animate a little bit of water effects just to help my mind see what's going on. Let's add another frame here. Let's just see what this feels like in animation. I don't know. Look. Yeah, it's feeling good to me. If you have 100 different animators animating this shot, it'll be done 100 different ways. But I think this is fine. Looking at it now, I think the shoulders should rise up a little bit more. Start this upward motion of the body sooner. Let's move the body a little bit over. How does that feel? Boosh. Drip, drip. Yeah, and it's gonna need another frame. Another couple frames probably. Let's try and flesh this one out. From here to here. So the hips don't have far to go. Let's copy the feet. Looks like they're moving over here. Come on back. Not too far. Yeah. I actually want this water balloon to drop below here and come back up because it's got that weight to it. And if he's going from up here to down here, all of a sudden it's not going to ease to a stop. It's going to drop down and pick back up. I might even have Let's see how that one feels. Look. Yeah, it's feeling some weight there. It needs another frame to settle in for that last. Between here and here. Just needs a little bit more description of the motion for me to feel good about it. Okay, start with the hip. Here's the hips. That's barely moving. if this is the shoulder's going further and then has to come back. It's going further up than that keyframe at the end, so it has to come back down. Nope. No. Why can't I get this? Lower than that. There we go. Yeah, so it's kind of pulling back and then resting in a position. Pull back, rest into position. There we go. Yeah, that feels good. I'm gonna put the onion skinning on here so you can see the head. Okay, that's good. Oh my god. It's not good. It's huge. Okay. Well, it's just a rough. We know what's going on. Hand's too high. Let me zoom in here. Alright, add 2 more frames here, just to hold on these extra frames so they are all holding for the same amount of time. That's how I'm going to time it out for now. Save, let's see what we got. Look, boom. And then we'll put drip drip like off his face. Yeah. There's our rough animation done. So what I'm going to do is go back over on top of this and just kind of add details. Not what would be a final line art animation, but just something that actually looks like Luca. Alright, we're back. We've got a rough animation done. I've got a mint in my mouth. Probably going to fast forward through this part in the video on demand. But now, I'm just going to go through and using my rough as a skeleton, I'm going to go and do kind of like a rough detail animation on top of Luca. Mamma mia. Oh, let's add the water balloon. I want to take this water animation off of Luca. Put it on the water balloon layer. Let's reduce the opacity of that roof so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Water balloon. That looks stretched out enough when something is traveling fast. So it is stretched out. Come on. Big blobby water. got a splash animated. Let's see what I did at my splash effects. Huh? Bloosh. That looks pretty good. You know, I want this glob up here to like hang in the air instead of just go off so far. Chair. Bloop. It's over here. Bloop. That looks good. Okay. Now we got our water balloon animation. Let's start on the rough detail of Luca. Sploosh. Sploosh. This could definitely use more frames to smooth it out. But I think I'm out of time for tonight. Sploosh. I'm missing an arm here. Be good to fill that in. The hands around that water balloon kill me. All right, I think that's where we're going to get to with the animation tonight. Long, lanky arms, not the easiest thing to draw, but I think the motion is there, and you could build upon this and make something really smooth. I think all the motion's working. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. Not as smooth as I wanted the animation to be. It doesn't always work out perfect, but I'm happy with the poses I got, and I know that if I worked on it a little bit more, I could get it looking a lot better. I'm going to try and color this in, and maybe clean that up a little bit, and then I'm going to put that on Instagram, and then the files are going to go up on my Buy Me a Coffee page. If anyone's a member there, you can go ahead and grab those after I get done cleaning it up. Anyway, thanks for joining me tonight, and hope this helped a lot of you have a window into the animation process, and we'll see you next time.